Experience Club Dubbo. Beautifully renovated. All new Riverview Bistro. Mouth-watering new menu. Daily blackboard specials. Check out our Facebook page for weekly specials and events. Visit Club Dubbo today. Experience Club Dubbo. Family-friendly bistro. Function areas to suit everyone. Enjoy meal specials, raffles, live music and more. Follow us on Facebook for details and visit Club Dubbo today. Experience Club Dubbo. Beautifully renovated. All new Riverview Bistro. Mouth-watering new menu. Daily blackboard specials. Check out our Facebook page for weekly specials and events. Visit Club Dubbo today.
Well, welcome back here to Club Dubbo, the West Dubbo Bowling Club for the City of Dubbo International Fours, the Inland Petroleum City of Dubbo International Fours. We're down to quarter-final stage now, and Lee Stinson, you've been out and had a little chat to the players and got some background information.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Good morning once again to everyone who's tuned in nice and early here this morning. Able to have a quick chat with both sides before they went out. And if you're not aware, Lee Schraner's side defending champions in this event, so very much business as usual for them, hoping to do what they did last year, go all the way through. Straight-faced out there. And for Brad's side, a little bit of nerves out there. 4 members of our New South Wales Para Blues, so well-credentialed players. I think they've surprised themselves a little bit though, Andrew, in making it all the way through. So nerves are definitely there, but they're excited for the opportunity that they get. I know they've told all their club mates and family members to tune in this morning, so we'll have a lot of nervous watchers back at the respective venues where these 4 gentlemen play at. It'll be Jeff Seaton to kick things off, and number 1 who start on his backhand, the wider side, this TV rink.
And of course, Jeff is the New South Wales multi-disability singles champion. He won that event at South Tamworth earlier in the year. I do know we'll have people tuning in from all over the place to watch Brad Gilbert's team. People in Casino cheering on Brad. People around Tamworth cheering on Aaron. And at Willow Tree, hello Robin. And of course Jeff from Leichhardt and Michael at Cabramatta.
Yeah, good mix of clubs. Their opposition here today, leading in the Schraner team, Josh Walker-Davis, hailing from the Wynyard Club in Tasmania. Very far-reaching team, this one, Andrew. Josh Walker-Davis, Tasmania. Jake Rynn at Carina in Queensland. And Lee and Hayden both in the Hunter region of New South Wales. Hayden at East Maitland and Lee at Raymond Terrace. 3 states combining.
Michael Vassallo, very unusual delivery to cope with his disability. Delivers off the wrong foot. Well, delivers off the foot that not you and I would. Usually you deliver with your right and step out with your left. Michael, of course, delivers and steps out with the same side of the body. Does it pretty well too.
This one just going to slip past. Still 1 to Brad Gilbert's side. And Bajowski on the mat.
Well, they think this is not too bad. He's stalking it.
Yeah, good shot there from Bodge. Corrected that weight. Aaron Kelly, as you mentioned, West Tamworth club member. Second straight left-hander in the side.
Brad and his team had a nail-biting ride to make the top division. They were behind with a couple of ends to go in their final round clash with Billy Ahoy. They scored a couple of shots, 2 ends in a row on the third last end to go to a 2-shot lead. And they thought they'd dropped a 2 on the last end. Billy Ahoy's team thought they'd picked up a 2, which would have put them into 8th place. Until on the measure, it was just the 1. So it was Brad's team that went through to the top 8 playoff. And Billy just dropped down into the next division.
They're just underweight with that second delivery. Still 1 to Schraner's team. Jake Rinn currently playing at Carina in Queensland. Been a very strong junior player up in Queensland, winning many titles. I'm right in saying he's a Open State Triples champion as well. That one just getting by, so it'll still be 1 to Schraner as the teams cross over. Lee Schraner's side finishing in 2nd place after the 6 sectional games. 6 wins plus 92. They were narrowly pipped out of top spot by Gary Kelly's side, who finished with a plus 94 after their 6 wins. And as you mentioned, Brad Gilbert, their team with that last round victory in 7th place. 5 wins and a 20-shot margin. 5 wins, as we predicted at the start of the week, was enough to get you into the top 8. All the 5-game winners and above making it through. As Brad is his own bowl to push forward here.
It's a decent effort, just needed a little more on the running.
All bowls this end down this backhand side. And Schraner looks to follow it down, urging it forward. I think it's not quite going to pass the front. There still will be a line for Brad to come around that.
Lee Schraner's had a pretty big year, hasn't he, Lee?
He certainly has. New South Wales champion of champion, singles and pairs winner. Also made the final of the New South Wales State Fours.
Picked up a couple of other fairly big tournaments around as well. Won the Golden Nugget singles up in Tweed.
Yeah, skipping a rink for New South Wales this season as well, and will do so at the upcoming Nationals. Schraner, very similar line, just looking at a metre of weight to his first. Get right up past these bowls. He's trying hard here. And we'll be close. Joe could pop in and have a look, but just the 1 indicated by the players. So that second delivery from Hayden Bajowski, enough to secure the end for his side. And no surprise here straight away, if you're a Lee Schraner fan, that he has his lead, the mat right back to the tee. Big fan of that tee to tee length. That's where he's won a lot of his games. Jack about 3 metres, I would say, short of the tee. Might be a bit of a rangefinder there for Josh. We'll keep you up to date as best we can with other quarterfinals taking place on this green. Next door to this match, we have Steve McPherson from St John's Park up against Aaron Wilson from Cabramatta. Alongside those guys, quarterfinal number 3, Dave Quigley from Young against Nathan Wise from Mount Lewis. Our fourth quarterfinal, Gary Kelly from Warilla playing Scott Thorogood from Charlestown. All these matches, 15 ends in the quarterfinals. We still have all 3 greens in use here this morning at Club Dubbo. Green number 2 featuring the second division of this event for sides who placed between 9th and 16th. And the third green, still plenty of money up for grabs for those players. Sides finishing 17th to 24th after the 6 rounds. In total, $125,000 all up. $4,000 given away yesterday to Gary Kelly's combination by way of finishing on top of the table after the 6 games. As we said, Andrew, 6 wins plus 94 versus 6 wins plus 92. It was nice and close. We saw all of Gary's side after they'd finished watching on Lee Schraner's very final end in match number 6 to see who would end up with that prize. As Brzezinski draws another nice shot there. His forehand. And Mick Vassallo trying to work his way in here. He's played this very well. There it comes. That's enough for shot.
Lee, Bowls New South Wales has also announced that you can now book your place at the Bowls New South Wales member conference. It'll be headlined by keynote speaker John Eales and Karen Murphy. Be technical classes, master classes by Karen Murphy. You can take part in day of information, knowledge and skill sharing for all members. It's the 9th of November at Cabra Vale Diggers, and if you visit the Bowls New South Wales website, that's bowlsnsw.com.au. You got a link there to register. I think attendance is just $5.
Good effort there from Mick. Yeah, should be a great few days in November. You'll see the schedules become available on our website. That time at Cabra Vale Diggers will also entail our AGM and our annual awards night. And no doubt there'll be many people wanting to come and listen to those key speakers. There's Jake Rin, little touch on the jack. Still hold on to 1.
Just wonder whether winning that chook at the social bowls will get me in line for bowler of the year. Perhaps not.
Might depend on what other zone events and state events you've participated in. But no doubt any points you've accumulated along the way will help.
Yeah, I think it might be 0. Yeah, fierce competition for that award, I think. There's been some outstanding performances this year.
There's Aaron Kelly all the way up. I'm not quite sure if he's done enough. Yeah, indication I can see from our vantage point here. Schraner saying he's 1 down. That last bowl. Guys just discussing what weight they'd like to play here. Definitely a backhand shot.
Jake Rin has the most false starts of any delivery I've ever seen. Very frequently just backs back and resets, and I suppose you're allowed to when you play as well as he does.
Side of the bowls you're going to get. Well, gets it right. Wiggles up. There'll be at least one, possibly two. Really good shot. Been watching a lot of golf back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Sergio Garcia. Well, he could readdress the golf ball over and over again. So, Jake, similar action to that. There's Aaron, not quite going to hold on. Pretty good speed.
Didn't mind the shot there. They can sit Josh Walker-Davis's bowl, can turn off the shorter ones, and it's also got Michael Vasalo's orange and black duo just behind there for your little trail. If it goes to the toucher in front of his, no harm, you're already one down, not going to make it worse. And I really think Brad and his team, they need to grab every opportunity they can, because we know the class of the fellow on the mat right now. He's one of the fiercest competitors. Very quiet about it, but there is a burning will to win in that heart.
Schraner just looking to hold past the front. One's against him that he's made contact with. Has turned it past his own. So I don't think there'll be any change to the count there. Still one or two to Schraner's side. Hopefully you can see on screen our scoreboard on the top right. Lee Schraner, the blue background there indicating the blue stickers on his team's bowls. And Gilbert with the yellow stickers. All about weight here. Not sure he sent this, Andrew. He's going to pull up short of the jack. And these are the ones that we found. The sides that have been defeated on this green, just not quite giving those bowls a chance.
Well, you saw Lee, I'm not sure that he was deliberately trying to set that bowl, but he gave his shot a chance to register by being up. And sure, you may have an unfortunate result every now and then, but I think overall on this green you're better off to just reach, give yourself a chance.
Schraner looking to just get past here on this one. It's not quite reaching, so
There's another golfer that chipped in a lot during the round. I think it was Gary Player. Someone said, "Oh, you're lucky with the chip-ins today, Gary." And he said, "It's funny. The more I practice, the luckier I get."
Yeah, so true. I see Brad Gilbert. Well, this looks better weight. Quite sure he's going to turn all the way back. Gave it a chance. Happy with the speed. Two removed early on, and two is the final count.
Longer end coming up again.
Big day here today out at Dubbo. If you're just joining us, this is the Inland Petroleum City of Dubbo International Fours, and it is finals day. We've had 2 days of sectional play where all of our 36 sides played 6 matches to determine their qualifying position. And we have 4 quarterfinals in play this morning. You're seeing the 7th place finisher Brad Gilbert up against 2nd place Lee Schraner. Quarterfinal 1. And we're just have players at the other end of the green blocking some scoreboards on our neighbouring rinks, so we'll get those to you in a moment. Steve McPherson up against Aaron Wilson, Dave Quigley playing Nathan Wise, and Scott Thorogood taking on Gary Kelly. Josh Walker-Davis, a couple of good openers once again. Very steady lead, affectionately known as Speedy. Played a season of Pennant in New South Wales this year with East Maitland.
This looks pretty good from Jeff. Just going to slide just behind. Well, is it good enough?
Yeah,
not quite.
Not quite, I don't think, but be happy with that position. Just makes the shot here for Hayden just that more delicate. Can't afford to touch the jack himself. Just outside the jack, and I think he's played this very nicely. This will bend back to the seat and bowl and fall in. It's a fantastic shot from Hayden. Interesting to see the tactics here for Brad. He's just calling Mick Crisalo up here on a draw. See how long they persist with that, or whether they look to play an attacking option. I think Schraner will get to the back of the rink here nice and quickly. We are under a respot format.
Well, that really isn't what was required from Mick Vassallo. He's fallen a bit short, and that just makes that forehand shot a little more difficult, or the backhand for the left-hander. Do think there is a nice shot underneath Michael's bowl. It's getting to the point where you can play a great draw and still be 3 down, so by the same token, you don't want to give Lee a chance to convert by sitting that one bowl in there. Well, it's another one in the catching area. This looks a little on the narrow side from Jake.
Might not do any harm though. Get to his own bowls. Well, I think it's attacking time. I wouldn't be leaving that as it is. Time to be nice and firm. Hayden Majewski with a really good bowl to the respot. However, only be 1 down on the respot, and they're 4 down on the head here, the Gilbert side.
Oh, that's a good, nice attacking line if he's got the weight. It's Jeff Seaton's bowl there on the line that he's punched up.
Hasn't blocked access to the shot bowls or the jack. Jake Wren just looking at a fraction more weight to his last.
I think Jake's more twitchy on the mat than Ben Twist.
Whatever works, I guess. That's something that Jake must feel comfortable with. I don't know if it's a re-grip or a reset of his line. Doesn't want too much jack movement here. He has moved it slightly, so definitely the yellow and the blue will count. Third shot might be really close now. We'll change the side of the green. Here that Aaron will play. Go to the right-hand side of screen, which will be his forehand.
Yeah, look, he's pushing him out that side. There is a danger that if he's wide, he can turn their own bowl. But I don't think... I think he's actually chosen the most chance to get a result.
Definitely better this side of the green. If he gets his own, well, that's just an unfortunate outcome.
But not quite got the speed to get the result.
So Skips go to the mat. We'll give you an update from around the rinks in our other quarterfinal matches. Aaron Wilson 10, leading Steve McPherson 3. That's after 4 ends played. David Quigley trailing Nathan Wise 2-3 after 3 ends. And our minor premiers from the week yet to get on the board. Scott Thorogood with a 2-0 advantage after 2 ends played in that quarterfinal match. Schraner, another one just in behind. Jack likely to end up on the right hand side of the pitcher. Chance here for Brad. They do own those 3 bowls. Just the right hand side of the Jack once we see the other angle. Well, find a line off those bowls at the front, angle back to the Jack.
He did give this a fair bit. Has he given it... It's just a little quick for the grass, or...
He's got himself to the respot though, just out of screen, but that is right onto the tee. You see it there, bottom of pitcher, yellow disc bowl, finish in front of Bajowski's. But I'm happy to see that Andrew, he missed short last end, trying to play that conversion with his first, so at least giving that one a good opportunity.
I like that weight, actually, because if he gets onto the pink-like bowl that's a couple of bowls short of Jack, gets that flush, he will run off that and come onto the Jack.
Yeah,
he comes onto the Jack.
Yep, by Aaron.
The white and the orange-black duo sitting there are his bowls. He could make a 3 and tie the game up. Much tighter line this time. Is it coming back? Yes.
It's a good attempt here. Brad Gilbert off that bowl onto the Jack. Squeezes it out to that right hand side, and this will be a multiple to get them underway. I think we might have scores tied here. Schraner just falling short of getting to that spot. And it's 4. So what a fantastic shot. Not scores tied, but a new leader. Schraner knew that's where he wanted to get to. Just wide with his first and a fraction short with his second. And Brad Gilbert, perfect speed. As Andrew called it so correctly, worked off that pack of bowls.
Well, you need to describe that I'm sitting here with the arms in the air, that I've called a good game already.
Picked that one spot on, and Gilbert responded with just the right weight to bring all those bowls into the count.
Although I'll give myself a little uppercut. I don't think I did not hit replay on that one.
So he said they needed to take every opportunity they can, and that is a fantastic way to do so there. Really looking to back it up. It's Josh Walker-Davis once again, first one to the Jack.
Look, I don't think I'm being unfair either to say on paper Lee Schraner's team should win this game comfortably.
Defending champions, it may well turn out to be the case. It's important that Gilbert side hangs in there as long as they can. Everyone knows that these sort of games, you can get off to a start, put the pressure on. It's a knockout format now. There's no second chances.
Well, these games aren't played on paper either, are they? They're played on grass.
Well, that's true. Two fantastic lead bowls once again from Walker Davis.
Look, I'll try that replay. I hope I've queued up our in and out spots correctly. I have. I think this is going to be one of the best bowls you will ever see.
Shot of the day so far, just off the front bowls. Jack moving a little under a metre where all his collection were, so it went from at least 2 down, maybe more, to making a 4. Not a great start from Jeff and Mick this end.
And that's the thing, you get a decent count, you have to back it up next end. And the Schraner foursome, they've responded by saying, well, you might have got a 4 last time, we're going to make you work to get anything else. It's back-to-back scores that are really important. Get the multiples good, and you've got to back it up again. That's good position from Hayden. And again, it's that unders and overs. You need to give your first bowl a big chance by being up, which Aaron did. Unfortunately, he's overcorrected at his second. Well, that one will be in the count and provide a little bit of a screen as well. Sorry, Aaron's short with his first one. The blue one at the back's actually one of Michael Vasalo's. The 2 colour bowls, half each, they fool me because they look like 2 different sets. Well, he's got a chance to promote his own here. Wants his own flush. He's just going to get underneath and get Hayden's, but that's not bad. I think that's actually got in for third shot.
Yeah, second or third shot there. It's going to help out. So much nicer than it was. So wanting this one to hold. May even sit on that bowl. Oh, it just works its way past. It's in the count. Decision time once again for Brad. Here on impossible to draw the shot. That shot ball only a couple of centimetres off the jack. Does he try and play with a few metres away to get the jack down to the bottom right hand side of our screen? They do have a couple of bowls. We'll try and narrow the count.
Yeah, Lee, I'm not sure there. It's a tough choice. You have a run and miss, you run the risk that Lee Schraner will add another couple and you drop a 5 and completely erase your previous end.
Probably, as you said, just depends on how many you're down at the moment as to how aggressive. If it is just the 2, he may be willing to give it a go. 4 metres away, shot bowl onto the jack.
I think back yourself with your first. And play that reaching sort of weight. If you're a little bit on the tight side, you've got a couple of chances to get a scrub.
Well, he's playing the shot we suggested. Played it very well again. Bowled to the jack. Back to their own 2.
Very good.
We mentioned taking the chances, and Brad Gilbert's done it again. The conversion king. Just lovely speed for that shot. Schraner 2 down. A little shelf of bowls there, but just needs to find the right line. This side of the green.
I'm happy to see Brad backing himself as well.
Just looking out the window here. This is close. Inside of the second shot. Onto the jack. It's close for shot. Couldn't quite see past Jake there, but I think it may be still one. Yes, one to Brad Gilbert. So, the bowl lonely in the head at the moment. Maybe hoping to get another one. Nice and close.
We might have to have security tap Jake on the shoulder.
Yeah, we get a little nudge when we come back down this way.
He's not quite got the speed on this one.
Now, can Schraner play enough weight to get his own bowl through that orange bowl? If he can get that bowl moving a bit over a metre, he will score plenty of shots.
He'll have a go, that's for certain.
Bruce needs to go really close to that other orange bowl at the top of camera.
Oh, will he come back? I don't think he will from that angle.
Not quite.
He needed to be really tight to Michael Vasalo's short bowl. I think it's 1 to Brad Gilbert.
It is. So 5-3. Second telling conversion in as many ends.
It's good to see MRH Disability Services. You'll see that on the back of Brad's shirt. Come on board to sponsor a couple of teams here. Supported the boys in their preparation for the Nationals, really.
Yeah, that's right. If you've just joined us, these 4 players in the Gilbert side, part of our New South Wales Para Blues contingent heading over to the Nationals in Perth early October. A really good hit out for them here to be part of this massive event here at Club Dubbo. As you said, Robert Hector, part of MRH, playing in the Aaron Wilson combination, and I see Megan Harper close by, watching on, cheering on their 2 sides.
Good start again by Speedy. Josh Walker-Davis.
Yeah, Jeff just not quite finding the range to this point. His opponent really getting in there first, so hoping for a better one here. Looks to have corrected the weight pretty well.
Yeah, good correction, Jeff Seaton. Jeff's also one of those guys who loves to give back to the sport. I don't know if we get any queries from people who have a disability and want to get involved with the disability side of bowls. Jeff's one of the people who's happy to provide some information and background on his experience and how he's got involved and the different competitions that are around, specifically for those with a disability. Oh, that's a good effort from Michael as well.
Played that one well. Keep you updated around the rinks, our other quarterfinals. Steve McPherson's side making a big comeback. Initially 10-1 down to Aaron Wilson. That's now back to 10-7. So a few ends in a row. for McPherson. Getting right back into it. Nathan Wise, 6-2 in front of David Quigley after 5 ends. And Scott Thorogood, 3-2 in front of Gary Kelly after 4 ends. Three stream matches here today. 2 games. A slight lunch break before the players come back out for the final. The semi-final we will be bringing you be the winner of the Kelly Thorogood match up against the winner of the Wise Quigley battle here this morning.
Aaron Kelly just going to run out of steam. And he saw Brad there go, oh.
Just the one down. So Jake Ryan heads back to the mat, holding shot. Got a good visual with those bowls to the right hand side of the jack as we see them. His target.
I think here, if you're going to miss, you want to miss just that little bit wide. You can get a winner off the yellow disc bowl. It's just about jack high.
He's played this well. Will that sneak past Aaron's? Not quite on this occasion. It's not going to make the job any easier for the opposition, though. Still think they have to find their way down that right-hand side of the green. If they run into Jake's, well, that's a bit unlucky. Can get just around that one of Jake's to draw the shot, or even just underneath and lift his own bowl up and over. And this one's not going to make it, unfortunately. Right on line. Jake, same line, half a metre to a metre more weight. Fraction underneath the ideal line. Get to his own, no, not quite.
Well, this is Brad Gilbert's second conversion shot last end. 2 ends in a row, he's played an absolute belter of a conversion. Got that bowl right in the middle with the perfect weight to kick the jack back to his own. He's going to need to produce the goods again here. 1 down.
Yeah, 1 down. The bowl just in front of the jack towards the centre line. That is his teammate's bowl, so that's going to be the target. Just underneath the bowls of Jake Ryan. Make contact with their own. If he does turn it up onto the jack, they have that white bowl about a metre past the jack towards the centre line as well. So if you're just joining the coverage and trying to keep track of all these bowls, names in the top right hand corner in the scoreboard indicate the coloured stickers on the bowls. So Gilbert's side with the yellow, Schraner's team with the blue stickers.
Anything up to about 2 metres weight here would be good, wouldn't it, Lee?
I think so, and he's in the area. It just depends on angles on these front bowls of what he can get. He gets that one moving, and that's enough for shot. So, well played once again from Gilbert. And angles are well against the Schraner team now. He's just going to play a few metres of weight. You can see Jake saying, get underneath mine. I want to get their 2 closest bowls out. Open things up for you next. Oh, he's just got this out on a high line. Interesting to see now whether he pulls up at the back of the rink. He has. That little touch off the pink will help. So 2 shots on the respot to... Oh, sorry, it's just the one, beg your pardon, to Schraner on the respot at the moment.
I think Well, you'd actually be happy with where that pink bowl has been cannoned across to as well. It's now in the catching area if he happens to roll that front one onto the jack.
So decision time here for Gilbert. Either get into that pink bowl to cover the small trail or get all the way back to the respot. I'd be inclined to get to the respot, but looks as though we're playing the more delicate option. Just trying to finish to the left-hand side of screen where that jack could go out towards. That's the weight he was after, so reasonably happy with where that one is finished. Jake's saying there, you don't want to get my bowl, which is the second one across on the right-hand side of the screen. So we get that one onto the pink one at the back. You can remove all our closest and be as many as 5 down. Be conscious not to leave this one wide. Get towards the centre line. Yeah, he's not missing wide. Bowls are moving. Things are spinning around, and I think he might have done enough for shot.
Couple.
Just the one on this occasion. As we said, the angles were available. Try not to miss wide, and he didn't. A little bit of a fortunate bounce, but that can happen in the game. 5-4. Matt on the tee. I think this jack will be going right up towards the end of the green. So Josh, previous time in this direction, leave it a few metres short, and right on cue, gets it all the way. So we are maximum length here on end number 6. We have noticed our first couple of days of coverage, the area in and around the tee where there's been plenty of traffic can run a little quicker once you get past that line. Walker Davis just losing that first one. So Seaton, fair to say, probably hasn't quite found his range on those medium length ends, so see how he goes on the longer jack.
Well, it doesn't look like it's out wide enough, and I think that's only because of the speed.
Underweighted with his first.
Yeah, so his grass was good, it was just the speed that made it appear narrow. Well, he's corrected well.
So a little bit on, can run on here. Will it grab the jack on the way? A little flick on it. Maybe under a metre past the jack. Pretty good correction. Seaton looking to correct as well with this one. Certainly passing his first. How close will he get?
Just duck away a little in that tee area.
Good effort from Jeff. All players just trying to make that adjustment. We are 5 metres difference in length than any other end we've had so far during the game.
Oddly enough, I think Hayden doesn't need to add what you would think for the gap between his bowl and the jack. If he actually adds half, if that makes sense, I think it'll run on that little bit extra in that area near the tee.
Yeah, looking at least a metre to get to that point you said.
I think what I mean is that far short at the other end of the marked centre line, you would add 2 metres on. Here, you'd only add a metre of what your weight was.
Played it very well. Just nestling in behind the jack. So can Vassallo do the same thing? Finished in the same spot as Pajewski with his first. Unfortunately hasn't added any extra. The tactic of stretching this length out, working so far for the Schraner side. Jakerin just under the line, however, may be able to hold on to the opposition bowl. Just finds the gap. Really nice draw, left hand side of your screen. So Aaron's backhand. Actually slightly against the breeze today. Breeze coming right to left at the moment.
I've got a shout out to Lee for actually calling that right to left, knowing that we're got the camera pointing the opposite way to what we're looking. I always have to look and study because I'm watching the cameras more often than not. And left to right on the green. It's sometimes a bit of a trick to know which way it is. Actually, you can see that they get a little wobble in our middle camera there. The breeze is quite blustery at the moment. And it's probably a little stronger at ground level than it is for the Australian flag at the top of the post.
Jake a bit quicker here with his second. Corrected on line, but added that extra weight and falls in just underneath the rink number.
Aaron doesn't need much correction on his previous.
Also be a little quick with this one.
Yeah, slightly overcorrected.
Just going to go through and yep, into the ditch. At least one to Schraner. We mentioned earlier his real like and forte of playing these long lengths. So, won't surprise anyone if he comes up and draws at least one or two really good shots here. And chosen the different side of the rink to the others. Just trying to get past Aaron Kelly's bowl, and he'll do enough. As we said, straight onto the tee. 2, maybe 3. I wonder if Gilbert will follow him down the same path. Lee's bowl, bowl and a half short of Jack-Eye. Not quite sure this is going to go all the way. Just going to pull up those pack of bowls up the front.
Immaculate line. Although, if it gets down to the jack, is that the right line? That cause it does just turn that bit more near the tee, so it does make that correction that little more complicated. Lee Schraner doesn't need any correction. Just do the same as you did last time. You'll get another counter.
Hoping this runs all the way up. Looked a little bit lighter out of his hand, and yes, proves to be the case.
Yeah, he could afford to be positive. A toucher actually would have been no problem whatsoever for him.
So Brad looking to add more weight. On a similar line. I'm still not sure it's got all the weight needed. Get up near his first. At least two will be kicked out there.
It was only two.
Quite sure what the call was there. I thought it was two. And that is confirmed on our scoreboard on green. So another lead change. Josh Walker-Davis gets us underway here in end number 7. So Jack a couple of metres short of the tee at this end. Now, Andrew, your knowledge of all the rules, I'd like you to explain to us when Jeff comes onto the mat here the rules about him being in the chair and the foot fault and what he can and can't do.
Well, it's very simple. Replace the word foot with wheel on the position on the mat. He has to take his position with one wheel on or partly on the mat and deliver the same. Because the guys have fixed stance, of course, he's got the one wheel on the mat, which is perfectly legal.
Good to see, and obviously great to watch, and one of the features of our sport. Anyone can have a go at this great game. And big news coming with our 2023-24 state championships to be held in Dubbo in March next year. And for the first time under the Bowls New South Wales banner, we'll have the multi-disability championships. So there'll be an open and reserve singles, as well as an open pairs competition, all vying for a Bowls New South Wales state title.
Yeah, it's great to be working with the Disability Bowls group to incorporate those as part of our state championships and hopefully even further lift the profile of the Disability Bowls group. We're, of course, supporting them now. They're in the structure of the Keno New South Wales Blues to compete at the Nationals. I think it's fantastic that we've got them under the banner with everybody else.
Well, in recent World Championships, Australia getting a couple of gold medals in the para events. So plenty of good bowlers in that space in New South Wales and Australia. Something to strive towards. Opportunities now at both World Championship and Commonwealth Games levels to compete. I know some friends of mine have mentioned that they will look to get involved in that category. They're players that have participated in open events in the past, but as more recognition is given in that multi-disability space, they'll transition and play events in those competitions as Mick Vassallo looks to make contact with the jack. Well, he has, unfortunately for him, didn't quite stay with it.
Of course, Bowls Australia's high performance team includes Ellen Faulkner looking after the disability group in particular. Yeah, good to have someone of Ellen's profile helping them out, and another one involved in that pathway, James Reynolds. Started bowling at Pambula many years ago. Was the 1996 New South Wales Junior Singles Champion. Most recently won a gold in the pairs at the Para World Bowls with Damien Delgado I think Damien's from Queensland.
Yeah, Damien at Tweed Heads.
We'll claim him for this event, though, for that
Tweed
purpose.
Heads, so we can claim that as Aaron Kelly trying to reduce the damage. There you saw a good first one from Jake Rinn, just in behind the jack. That bowl of Aaron would be third shot. Just reducing the margin slightly. Jake, well, different line to his first. Won't be happy with that one. Great to see some local media covering our event. We look down just outside our window, and Club Dubbo chairman Tony Spears being interviewed by 7 News. Also had another one of the networks here yesterday. Captured Glenn Morrison, the men's bowls president, as Aaron gets all the way back for shot.
Win News.
Yeah, Win News here yesterday. Like to see that story. It is on the West Dubbo Bowls Facebook page. Taylor de Greenlaw, one of our under-18 juniors, also getting interviewed and promoting the sport. So fantastic to see local media involved and engaged, and keeping everyone up to speed at the world's richest fours event.
How impressive have our junior girls been at this event? Fantastic. Spoke well, played well. And the ladies, they played yesterday afternoon, are keen to see them do well in this next match as well. They were very impressed with the behaviour and the demeanour and the sportsmanship from the young ladies. So it's a full credit to them and to our honorary under-18 girl, Michelle Wilkes. Wilksy, done very well with the girls this week.
He's done well. Schraner just going to slip by with his first, and as you know, Andrew, here at the club last night, all those juniors were in highly competitive games of pool here at the club, and a comment was made by Michael that the girls were getting really invested into these games of pool. You'd love to see a lot of that out on the green as well. Great to see that spirit.
I've got to say, those pool players, they make very good lawn bowlers. You and I had a game of pool too. We ended up cheating after 20 minutes not sinking a ball. We took the triangle off.
This is true. So, Brad, just pulling up short there. So, Schraner, one down here at the moment. Does have second and third nearest. Choice to make, whether he tries to draw the shot or have that little bit extra weight to trail the jack or sit the shot bowl. Well, he's coming in and he is a little quicker than the draw, so we're hoping for some contact. Doesn't want to find the gap. Well, no, gets the edge of the jack, trails it through. That'll be at least 2.
Oh, I think it's 3, maybe more. Whose bowl is it right at the back?
Yeah, the shot, well, the one that was the shot just to the right of screen will be the closest for Gilbert. It's Aaron Kelly's bowl, so that will be either third or fourth shot.
And even the bad for Brad, though, is he doesn't have a lot on.
Just a draw shot, left-hand side of screen, isn't it? Those bowls, a little over a metre wide, near enough to jack high. That needs to be his target. Try and draw inside them. Those bowls give him the idea of the weight that needs to be played.
And he's played the other side of the green with his first bowl, so not easy. And really nothing for a weighted shot. You could play the near perfect weighted shot and not change the head at all.
Just got to imagine drawing to the tee with this one. Finishes on the tee, that will be enough. Aaron Kelly giving him a nice sight guide as to where he can finish. That's a pretty good line with draw weight here. And he's not going to be short. Will it pull up in time? Just going to go past. What a fantastic effort. So we'll wait for confirmation and 3, the call from Jake Wren. We mentioned the conversions of Gilbert early on in the game, but Schraner, an important one there. Adjust the score basically from what would have been 6-all, getting it out to 9-5 in his favour.
Yeah, I think that's a massive bowl in the context of this game. Just as Brad's kept them in the fight, well, he's just taken the advantage, I believe.
And around the rinks, in our other quarterfinal action, Aaron Wilson 12, leading Steve McPherson 11 after 9 ends. Nathan Wise 9 over David Quigley 2. That's 8 ends played in that match. And Gary Kelly, for the first time, just sneaking in front in quarterfinal number 4. 5 shots to 3 after 7 ends against Scott Thorogood. 15 end matches here today. I mentioned earlier we do have teams that finish from 9th through to 24th in action on other greens. They'll play 10 end matches in their 3 knockout games today. The hope being that they'll finish all those games prior to the lunch break, and for those that are able, they'll be able to sit around and get front row seats for the main final, where one of our quarterfinalists here will go all the way through and take the $40,000 first prize.
These are the testing ends, I think, for Brad Gilbert's combination. I often see that the less fancied team, in inverted commas, will be able to keep pace for the opening half of the ends. Then we get into the championship ends where the game knowledge and the confidence and the ability just to turn it on, take over. And it's an experience where you know that you're able to do it and keep doing it, and you're not overawed by the situation. You're not looking at the scoreboard thinking, "Oh wow, we're in this." It's just a matter of the bowl in the hand. I've got to do this, and I play it. And being able to play those bowls under pressure, where you're not focusing on the pressure you're under, but on the process of actually delivering that bowl and trying to deliver the result from that one bowl.
Spot on, as we see Michael Vassallo, left-hander. Michael from Cabramatta. Get down to that pink one, just inside would have been ideal. Finish in behind.
You get on the mat with the, look, I've got to hit this one and I'll get 2 shots and we'll be up by 1 with 4 ends to play, and instead of just going, I am going to hit that spot. And that's really all you have to do is delivering the one bowl in your hand is I'm going to hit that spot with that weight. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Part of the high performance setup is all about focusing on delivery and technique. Let the result and the outcomes take care of themselves. Mick Vassallo is corrected here. What result will he get? Touch of the front bowl onto the jack, and that's the shot.
Oh, it's probably a little unfortunate in the way that he's popped that out a little. Better view of the jack now.
He'll still be reasonably happy, but as you mentioned, Jake with an opportunity. Schraner there asking him to play a weight where he won't lose his bowl if he runs through all the gaps. See if he's picked that weight right here. It's probably slightly unfortunate. He's actually turned his opposition bowl a little closer to the respot. Aaron Kelly delivering from the West Tamworth Club. His own bowl coming in there to work with.
Sometimes too, it's the experience of knowing that you're better off not to add another bowl to a head. You may be holding 2 or 3 and thinking, oh, well, if I add a 4th, sometimes you're better off not to add the 4th because it just fattens up the target and makes an opportunity for your opponents. Sometimes you're better off just to cover one of the possibilities for them to convert.
Jake Ryan, any movement of the jack in his favour. And there his teammates, pink bowls. Jack has gone towards. Played that really nicely. Held up there against the breeze. So, similar plan in a way for Kelly. You see his bowl finishing right in line with the jack the first. Just need to add the weight.
Made a fair fist.
Pretty good attempt. Probably just wants to edge off that bowl now. Well, even if he is down, he's improved the situation, giving Brad something to play to.
Yeah, couple down, there or thereabouts, get a second or shot, and he's played this almost perfectly. Just didn't want to fall over there, that's all. But the good thing for Brad is he can play the pink bowl as jack high, turn it over once or twice, or just draw inside.
One to Schraner. He may not get that chance. Schraner really looking to get up here. Trail the jack himself. Limit that chance for his opponent. He might be just under here with bowl number 1, under the speed.
I would have expected Lee to be playing very positive there, as you said. Trail that jack back to the next centre line marked for the opposite direction of the green, and he would have been holding 2 or 3 and cut away most of the shot opportunities for Brad.
I think that's what he wanted. He was filthy with himself with that one. And I still see the pain on his face in the background. There's Gilbert. Really wants to give this a chance. I worry he hasn't sent it as well. It won't be with this one. Short of pace. Both skips be bitterly disappointed with that one.
I think Lee was saying, gosh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Pretty sure he'll make a sizable correction. Just wanting it to turn. And, well, it turned in. Just a little overweight, though, on this occasion.
Well, Lee, would you be tempted to go for the pink bowl here?
Yeah, it depends how I feel my weighted shots are. This hand turning a lot more than we've seen so far. It has the breeze in its favour today. So there is still a line outside his own with the right weight. And he's a lot closer here. This is a fantastic effort by Brad Gilbert. Really close to drawing shot. Little touch on the jack. And he has. Oh, what a great bowl. And it's a single to the Gilbert side. It responds to losing the last end. A fantastic draw shot. Narrow the margin. 6 shots to 9. Really keeping them in the game.
Well, the defending champions are being made to work hard here. 3 shots difference with just under half the game remaining.
Yeah, you're right. Things nice and close. Next door, Aaron Wilson picked up a 2 last end, so he's gone out to 14-11 against Steve McPherson after 10 ends. Nathan Wise also with a double, so that's now 11-2 after 9 ends over Dave Quigley. And Scott Thorogood narrowing the gap slightly against Gary Kelly. Kelly now leading 5-4 after 8 ends.
Oh, good starter from Jeff Seaton.
We'll do our best to keep you up to date. with those quarterfinal scores. Our feature match here on 8 ends. The way things are progressing, hopefully we'll have all those other quarterfinal results for you prior to us concluding our coverage of this streamed rink. But a couple of bowls there from Jeff Seaton. Slightly narrow model for him using the Super 10s. Whereas Josh Walker-Davis here with his Dreamline XG. Not quite pushed this one all the way. He was really surrounding the jack. Early stages of the match. Can his opposition capitalise? Mick Vassallo will know the line. Their XGs as well that he's using.
Looks to be pretty well down here.
They played this nicely. This is the shot bowl. No doubt about that.
Some intent behind this. He's just got a little too much speed, but will he get the nice flick? Oh, he's pumped Michael Vassallo onto the jack, so it's still at least one to Brad Gilbert's team. I think it is just the one.
Vassallo hoping to repeat his previous bowl. Just underneath the line though. Would hope to miss that pink one now.
Oh, no damage. He ended up just short of jack high.
Option here now for Schraner's side to change over to the breezier side, coming with the bowls here, left to right on screen. And the breeze is going to push that into his own bowl at the front.
Well, it's not a bad result for them. I do think Aaron Kelly might be switched over to the other hand now. Oh no, he's going to keep him there and draw inside Hayden Majowski's. That's not a bad option as well. I sort of favoured playing the other hand and trying to hide that jack. Just knock it round the corner because your own bowl behind. And Aaron, well, he needed to be up with that. Be disappointed there.
And speaking of Aaron's, you can see on that scoreboard in the background, it was a 3 to Aaron Wilson's side on end number 11. They now lead Steve McPherson 17-11.
Well, Jake Rin's given them another chance by really cutting his grass. So, look, I think it's
definitely time to change now. Get down on Aaron's backhand. Beat him to this shot.
Look, you risk trailing it to the pink bowl at the back, but I think that's worth the risk. You just get
absolutely. You've also got your own bowl in front of that pink one, which that white one belonging to Jeff Seaton.
That's the one you want to trail it towards. You can afford to be just a fraction narrow.
Just outside the line. Played pretty good speed for that.
Oh, it's a good home.
So Jake looking to get in here. Missed the line with his first.
And look, if you're a bowler too narrow on that side of the green, you just get you halve that pink bowl short, you'll run onto the jack anyway. So you've got a little bit of room for error.
As he played this one, urging it back.
Slightly
over. Going to come, might be a fraction more weight than his first. So, crossover, Mick Vassallo, an orange bowl, just near to jack. He's our boss for this end. Schraner team with second and third closest, but it'll be very hard to get that bowl on its own. Brad, small trail the jack, as we said, would be ideal.
Yeah, if you're a bowl narrow, you rub off the pink one, you come up to the jack. if you're a quarter of a bowl wide and just get a feather on that jack, it goes in behind Mick Vassallo, is good. And if you're slightly over and you go around it, you match that pink bowl at the back and provide some cover and just make Lee Schraner's shot that little more delicate.
We'll see if that's the plan. Doesn't look like he's got the bowl there ready to play his forehand, which is that side of the rink we've been speaking about. He's happy with the line.
Just over the speed, I think.
He's trying hard.
Oh no, he's very close.
Very well. And if he drops down, that will narrow the angle a little bit. Brad Gilbert having a fantastic match here.
I think Lee Schraner will now be able to play a couple of yards of weight. He's got the split. He's got the best two right back now.
This will be weight to the tee. I fear he's under the line. Straight up. Will he move anything off the front to help his next one? He does edge that bowl, so situational awareness here. You must get to the back of the rink if you are Gilbert. Well, I think you need to come further than that, Aaron. You want to be ensure that you get to the tee. I know you'll split the bowls where you're standing. With the jack, I can promise you Lee will be playing very quick on his forehand, straight through the front. He's a fantastic forehand runner.
I would be playing my forehand and drawing to the tee.
It needs this to go on. And we'll see. He has split the bowls, but not getting right to the back. So Schraner, he's been working on this forehand runner. You'll see a few practice swings before he gets onto the mat. We'll get that camera there ready for you from side on. You'll see a few practices. Whether it's forehand or backhand, might be backhand in this occasion. A few swings, and you step onto the mat, let the ball go pretty quickly. Here he goes. What's he got? Jake just jumping in the way. Well, nothing's moved. But it doesn't look like there's any extras have come into the count.
Two.
So 2 it is.
We're back to 1 the difference.
8-9. So good draw there from Mick Vassallo. Followed up by a second from Brad Gilbert.
So if you have just joined us, you're watching the Inland Petroleum City of Dubbo International Fours. We're coming to you live from Club Dubbo, West Dubbo Bowling Club, with the quarter-final clash with Brad Gilbert and the team who will represent New South Wales at the Nationals in the Para Division, up against Lee Schraner's defending champions. It's 8-9 after 9 of 15 ends. We've witnessed a fantastic clash.
So it is quarter-final time at the moment. Aaron Wilson next door, 19-11. In front of Steve McPherson, 12 of 15 ends completed there. So McPherson really needs a couple of multiples to get back into that over the closing stages. Similar story for Dave Quigley. He trails Nathan Rice 11-4 after 10 ends. And a much tighter affair on the far rink from our broadcast area. It's Gary Kelly 6, leading Scott Thorogood 4 after 9 ends. An interesting thing with that game, Andrew, the Kelly-Thorogood match, is they played in round number 5 midway through yesterday, and it was Gary Kelly's side winning 32 shots to 4. So no doubt the Thorogood combination have got together and have a bit of a chat about things, and giving a much better account of themselves here today.
Well, do you think it might be a bit of a double there? It might have also been that Gary Kelly's team may have just not quite been as switched on.
Yeah, not sure. Well, in terms of being switched on, I was down talking to the 8 players, green side, just as this game was getting underway. And at about 8:29 and 55 seconds, I saw Corey Wedlock and Gary Kelly make an appearance for the first time today. Both gentlemen renowned for not being the earliest starters to a bowls event, so getting some extra sleep and rest in, no doubt, before they made their way over to the club. Jeff winning the lead battle on this end. They've gone much shorter here on end number 10. Be around about the 24 to 24.5 metre mark for this one. Hayden Bajowski just finishing past. You saw the indication there from Brad. Another metre or so of weight. Turn your own or just get around to where the opposition bowls are piling up against us. Bajowski with his second. Looking for a weight correction, and once again just going to get past, so still 2 shots there to Gilbert's side. Jack's still nice and accessible though for Rin and Schraner. Kelly looking to push their own bowls forward, and that'll finish in the count, so 3 shots it is. I assume we will see a confident draw shot here from Jake Rin. Chance to sit on the shot bowls or trail the jack. Feels he's a little bit quick for that line early on. They do have all 5 of their bowls just past the jack there. There's one white one of Jeff Seaton with the yellow sticker splitting them up. And this one from Aaron. We'll get to the back of the rink. So I don't think Brad will be too disappointed with that. Couple there, right at the very back. Jake either needs to correct on his line or his weight here. He'll certainly change line. Got right across the front of that one. Interesting scenario shaping up here. Gilbert goes to the mat holding 3. It's the first time in this match that he's held that number of shots on the crossover. And Schraner with a decision to make. What speed he plays. A lot may depend on where Brad's first one finishes up here, Andrew, as to what target he has to play to.
I think Brad has to cover that little group a yard or 2 yards behind. You can see 2 Hayden Bajowskis. The green on the left is
Jake Rins.
Jake's, and then the pink on the right. So if Lee trails that jack back to the first of Hayden Bajowskis, it could be as many as 3 or 4.
I think that is the plan. So Brad on his backhand. He's not going to get behind. if anything, he's going to potentially block the front.
Oh, that won't worry Lee Schraner.
Quite enough for that. So Schraner, 3 down. A very talented skip on the mat. We know he's going to be close. Let's the first one go. And,
well,
I'm going to say that's underweight. I'm looking at the line, but that is still finished a bowl and a half or 2 bowls short of Jack High. So for Brad, he can afford to be underneath that one of Lee's. His own bowl about 1.5 metres short of Jack, so 2 to 2.5 metres of weight would be the ideal. Yep, you can see the call there from Aaron Kelly. It's inside where his foot was placed.
I'd be wanting to get back to the centre line, and I'd want to be just underneath that pink bowl to the right of her.
That's what he's going to try. Needs to sit on something. May need connection with the pink. It runs through. What it does mean, though, is Schraner can't play massive weight to this.
Yeah, T3 against him on the tee, so he's got to play the delicate weight.
It'd be 1.5 metres more than his last. Nearly play a similar line.
Just enough weight that if you get the white solid, you're going to stay, but you want to grab the jack and rip it through.
He's played this
just like this
very, very well, and we mentioned what a fantastic skipper he is. So we'll mark that one down as one for Schraner. Could have had another lead change there, and he's prevented that with his last bowl, so that could be crucial in the make-up of this game.
You see Lee here, just a couple of yards of weight, just enough to keep this bowl fairly straight. With that weight, if he grabs the jack, he's got a big chance to rattle it round and score, but he's just pushed the shot bowl through and stayed.
10 ends played. Schraner 10-8 in front. Next door, McPherson scored a single on end number 13. So he finds himself 7 behind Aaron Wilson. It's 19 shots to 12. 2 ends left in that quarterfinal. Nathan Wise out now 12-4 in front of Dave Quigley after 11 ends. And Gary Kelly still in an arm wrestle with Scott Thorogood. There's been 11 shots scored there in 10 ends. It's Kelly with a slight advantage, 7-4.
I think that bowl from Lee Schraner was really important for his team as well. They'd had a pretty ordinary end, and they were down 3. Would have been 11-9 in favour of Brad Gilbert had Schraner missed that conversion. And that's the sort of bowl, though, that can just flatten the batteries a little bit. It's like, oh, what have we got to do? What have we got to do? Just take the concentration levels off your opponent a little if you can make those conversions.
You're right, we've seen both skips with telling conversions. Gilbert from 2 or 3 down early on to make a 4. Made a shot again the next end with his last bowl. Yeah, not to be outdone. Schraner a few ends ago, down shot, trailed the jack for a 3. And once again there, 3 down to 1 up with his final bowl. So the skip's having a huge say on the outcome of this match.
They both played some very effective conversions. I think we've seen some pretty good bowls from all 8 players.
The longer jack cast again here by Walker Davis. He plays 2 pretty good ones to start. Jeff just missing over and under with his weight. You see on neighbouring greens, game's getting underway in the second round of those placing matches. Teams finishing 9th through to 24th. So those divisions playing 10-end matches today. Now, top 8 competition, all games played over 15 ends throughout the event. Up to 9 games possible over the week, so important that players are looking after themselves, taking in plenty of fluids. Days are nice and warm here in Dubbo. Expected to get into the high 20s later on this afternoon. There's Bajowski. There's another good bowl. He's second here, so that bowl of Schraner inspiring his team here. Made 4 really good shots to start off this end.
Well, it's warm enough, Lee, that both members of our commentary team have adorned the shorts today. The only place you'll see better legs in the club are on the pool tables. Oh, Jake doesn't look convinced with his shot there, does he?
Just that sort of fidget and regrip and just ensuring that he's comfortable on the mat prior to delivery, which is very crucial.
You look at the point of delivery and the follow through; it is just about textbook.
Yeah, really good bowler, Jake Rinn. We mentioned before, playing out of the Schraner club in Brisbane. I think that one will have added to the count, so could be as many as 5 shots here for Schraner. Important bowls here from Aaron Kelly. Looks to finish inside of that Jake Rinn bowl, or even can he rest on it? Oh, he's going to be close, catches the edge of it, just runs past. 4 it will be at this stage.
Well, for the sake of our game and for the sake of our Nationals campaign, I'd love to see Brad, if not get shot, get second. Just cut this right down, make this game be on the wire right down to the 15th end.
Aaron casts this one a bit out on his backhand side, be all down to weight from here, really needs it to run on. Not quite going to be enough. Will it cut any bowls out?
Fair effort.
Take a look from a live view outside our commentary box. That last bowl of Aaron Kelly will be third shot. So he has beaten the 2 bowls just past the jack there.
Yep, so it's the pink one jack high and the yellow and blue just short of jack high that are now counting. Lee Schraner, I think he can take on that bowl on the way in. The danger is to hit it, of course, but I think
he'll be backhand. Yeah. I know what you're saying, but Schraner, super calculated. He will not.
Don't give a mug an even break.
He will not give his opposition any free ones. So
he can afford to play an aggressive approach here and bang into those bowls, though, which is exactly what he's going to do.
Does he cover off the jack? Yes, he has. And now, pick your weight right here, because a small tap on that bowl will angle it against you, but you do hold 2 or 3 shots on the respot. So I think it's time to take an aggressive intent. You don't want the jack to only move half a metre or so.
Don't want to take your own out, but
I think at this stage you have to try and play it anyway.
You're going to be 2 down, which would be 12-8 with 4 to go. So
it would be 3 down as it is, yeah. You can see with that wind up, this will be a firm runner attempted here by Brad Gilbert.
He's not far off.
Can he get to the jack and get it out of bounds?
Oh,
he does, and he runs through, and that'll be 3 shots on the tee. The Gilbert side, we may need the umpire to come and respot. Not sure if that that bowl has finished
on the tee,
right on the mark, so they'll get the jack up towards the mat end as close as they can without touching that bowl. So once again, 3 up.
And once
after
again,
that conversion,
it's a fantastic conversion.
And Schraner, with not much to play to, he's just got to try and draw as close as he can. Lee Schraner, the master of this length. Can he find the perfect draw shot to take it away from his opposition? Stalking intently. Here it comes now.
Will he ride the breeze enough?
Can he go all the
He's just
way?
going to fall short. It'll be 2 anyway.
Yeah, back to 2. And I think Gilbert, time to change sides himself. As we mentioned with the Schraner bowl earlier, no need to promote your opposition in. Yeah, you see the call from Kelly. That bowl just coming in there is his own, so a full roll of it, or just around to where Aaron's foot was, will be enough.
If you're a fraction tight, you get onto that. I actually think you don't want enough weight to roll it in. You just want to just draw around it. As long as you're not tight, there's no danger.
Yeah, he's put it out on a wider path, so nice and safe there.
It'll just be the 2.
Back to all square, Andrew.
That is a fantastic conversion again. Hopefully I've got this right.
Saw the wind up, what the intent was going to be. And just held off long enough, and bowls. He ran through the Bajowski bowl, but got it slightly off centre, which forced it away from those back ones, and followed through himself to finish near that respot. 10 apiece and number 11.
I've got my wish that we're going to have a tight game to finish. I don't mind who wins. I just love to see a tight finish in this game.
Our other quarterfinals, McPherson has given himself a chance. Picked up 3 on the last end, so Steve McPherson 15-19 behind Aaron Wilson playing the last end. As we will have a potential jack measure. No, players have agreed that it's okay. So once again, Aaron Wilson 19 shots to 15 in front of Steve McPherson there on their last end. David Quigley trailing Nathan Wise 6 shots to 12 after 12 ends. And Gary Kelly 8-4 in front of Scott Thorogood after 11 ends played.
That's a good start from Jeff. And equally, it's a very good reply from Josh Walker-Davis. Ideally for Brad, Jeff will put another one. If he doesn't draw a shot, he'll finish just behind. We've seen Brad play some absolutely screaming conversion shots. And that's not a bad effort from Jeff. It's only a matter of 40 or 50 centimetres away from the jack. And, well, it's a decent effort, but I'm not saying it's effective. I think he should have been behind. Probably being a bit harsh and a bit of a harsh judge. Michael Fasalo. I think he'll just dump him behind here onto the centre line, which would be a good home. Yep, that's a good home. Good effort.
Just trying to get a view of our neighbouring rink, and McPherson with 1 bowl left to play. It'll be very tough for him to create a 4 there. Aaron Wilson looking to play a cover bowl to the back of the rink.
Don't know if Mick will get down to the shot bowl here. He's just not quite got that one away. Oh well. I think good choice from Hayden. He's going to play the backhand down to the white Jeff Seaton bowl in behind. Chance to cover and count, even if he collects Josh Walker-Davis's bowl. Well, he's coming in. He's still a bit short. Pushed it out. Does leave a chance for Aaron Kelly now just to play a little bit of a reaching shot there. Get Hayden Bajowski's in the middle. He can run onto the jack or just get the gap. Turn that jack through straight down the centre line to their own bowls. It's not quite put this one out enough though. The weight pretty reasonable for the shot. Maybe a touch heavy, but really swung away once it's gone under the centre line.
And to keep those people interested for next door's game, McPherson, there's a huge study of the head going on. I think by body language that the chance of finding a 4 is very, very slim, so he's going to play a bit of weight and hope for a bit of a rattle around in their favour.
A Hail Mary shot.
It appears as that is the plan. So Kelly, his forehand, maybe just underneath the line. They get one of the bowls out.
Oh, it's a bit of an unfortunate result in one way, but has opened up an opportunity there to get that jack across to the left of screen.
And indeed, we do have our first semi-finalist confirmed with Beau Prideaux, Rob Hector, Jaden Gebby and Aaron Wilson victorious in their quarterfinal match. So they're off to the semi-final to play the winner of the game we're featuring for you at the moment.
Well, Newcastle fans will be hoping that Scott Thorogood can hold on against the Wirrallah Superstars.
Gary Kelly, 8 shots to 4 after 11 ends over there.
Just played a running shot, so I imagine he's down. Well, Brad Gilbert, a couple of yards away to Hayden Bajowski's bowl. If he can halve the inside of it, he'll push that jack across to the left of screen. And he's got 3 bowls waiting there. Can we see another spectacular conversion from Brad?
Not quite sure how many down he is at the moment.
I think it's only 1, but not sure.
Well, not sure he'll quite turn back in time here, giving it every effort. Just going through with that one.
I think that was good weight to trail. Lee Schraner.
Not happy with that one. Looks to be under on speed. Just not quite finding things as easy as he'd like at the moment. If they are one down, as you said, Andrew, chance to trail the jack through here. Collection of their own bowls. Just needs to miss that shot bowl to get the jack perfectly.
Could even get a winner onto the jack if he gets the edge of it.
Well, he's underneath.
I think he's got Schraner's.
Schraner up. And not sure if it's quite enough to get into the count. Drake's going to have a closer look.
I wonder if there's a shot there for Lee to move the nearest one.
Looks like he might need to move a couple of them. So if Jake thinks he's 2 at this point in time. If you can remove the 2 closest bowls, we'll make 5.
That would be a massive shot. Well, I think what he's suggesting there is hit Michael Vasalo's bowl. Whereas the suggestion from Speedy, Josh Walker-Davis, was just to play a draw through his own.
Yeah, at this stage, I think that shot for 5 is possible, but extremely unlikely. Back yourself on the draw if you're already holding 2. get yourself up into the count for a third. They're urging it on. Not quite sure. This will be very interesting to see what the outcome is.
2. And Lee, well, it's as flustered as I've seen him look in a game, really. And it's not that flustered.
Well, and I don't know if our viewers caught that. I can see it out the window here. He was absolutely urging Josh to get this jack all the way to the tee. He'd be happy to see him lose the jack in the ditch rather than keep it halfway up the line. And sorry, I need to correct you there. That last one was just a single, so it's just 11-10 on the scoreboard. And
okay, they moved 2 out, but obviously it wasn't one that counted.
Josh has answered the call, got the jack right to the tee. And Scott Thorogood picked up a 2 on that end that you mentioned. So Kelly now 8-6 in front after 12. Just waiting to see a score on the Quigley and Wise rink. It was 14-6 to Nathan Wise with 2 ends to play. Josh just finishing in behind the jack there, between the jack and the ditch with bowl number 1. Not out of play at all. And it is David Quigley winning end number 14. However, it was just a single shot, so Nathan Wise 14 shots to 7 playing the last end.
Mathematically possible.
7 behind without last bowl. Not an ideal spot to be in.
Just needs to add 30 centimetres or so to his previous bowl. Tad more grass. He's got the same bowl again that he's holding to, though.
We see around the greens. Semi-finals underway in our other divisions in the Shield semi-final playoffs, which are for the teams 9th through to 16th. We have Phil O'Reilly there up against Shannon Ty, I think that is. Matt Sargent's team also involved in the semi-finals over there.
It was a good count to South Tamworth there. I just looked over as they held up a number of fingers. It was 3 or 4. No idea, can't see the scoreboards though.
Well, too far away from our viewing point as Hayden Brzezowski just looks to add a little bit of weight. Might have just overplayed this here. So the extension of length here hasn't quite worked at this point, although that is a third bowl that's finished down there close to the ditch.
Well, he used Josh Walker-Davis as brakes very effectively.
As for Salo,
What's the metre on his previous? A little bit more than a metre really, but
just trying to sneak up.
it'll count.
3 at the moment. Jack's still well and truly available to get to on the tee.
I would not expect those 3 to count at the end, at the conclusion of this end. Okay. He looks to have a very high line. Gets down to that tee area, it'll come back nicely.
They're trying to pull up. I think that's enough. Schraner indicates that it is. I'll take his word for it at the moment. Not sure this one from Aaron Kelly's going to make it all the way. Jake, we believe, did enough for shot with his first. Much the same. Gets past that bowl of Aaron Kelly's. I'm not quite going to run on with this one. Won't quite be enough.
Forces a change in hand for Aaron. Oh no, he's...
Same way, just a little more weight. This is underneath his own, but once again, short of weight.
Bad thing for Brad is there's no real opportunity to attack here. He could play to try and sit that shot bowl out, but he has to do it on the backhand. Can't do it on the forehand because if he's slightly tight and pops something onto the jack, comes back to the ditch without any of his bowls, he's 3-4 down. Whereas Lee Schraner, he can play with freedom to say, hey, well, if I trail this, that's game. Pretty much, anyway.
A couple of shots to Gary Kelly on our far game, so he now 10-6 in front, 2 ends to play there. As Schraner's one, not quite reaching with those front bowls. So Gilbert gets around the pack and gets a roll or two out of the Jake Rin bowl. He can draw inside it for one. If he rolls it a couple of times, he can make 3. I'm sure that's going through his mind. Same thing, you really want to make sure he's just up. Give it a chance. He's pushed it well. Might be just a little bit too wide on this occasion. Weight finishing almost exactly on the tee. Very happy with the speed.
Oh, how brave would it be for Brad to play the other hand and try and rip that bowl out?
It would be brave. Just think the percentage is slightly in favour of the backhand with that extra option just to draw the shot. Schraner, well, I'm not sure you're getting past the front here, are you, Lee?
He is.
Oh, just going to do enough. Well, he rocks the shot bowl. So, very fortunate there. Didn't want to edge that out going past.
I just wonder if a good few yards of weight on that forehand side, you've got your own bowls if you're a bit wide. Hayden Bajowski's giving you a little bit of protection. I suppose if you did middle that and punch it onto the jack, you'd be just about game over.
Really nice weight with his first, so that would be the plan. Same weight. He's ever so slightly inside his first line, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, it'll be another 1 to Lee Schraner's team. I suppose that minimal risk, you're backing yourself to be able to get 2 shots in 2 ends.
Well, interesting there. Schraner actually flicked that shot bowl going past. If he laid it down a couple of rolls with that speed that he had, could have been disaster for him. $12 shots to 10, and can confirm another semi-finalist, Nathan Wise, along with Brett Spur, Ben Winther and Steve Glasson from Mount Lewis. Confirm their place into the semis with a win against David Quigley's side from Young, Tim Crampton, Bruce Lack and Ross Maguire. Just a couple of ends to go in our remaining 2 quarterfinals. You see on screen, Lee Schraner 2 up with 2 to play. In another game, Gary Kelly 4 in front with 2 ends to play. And we'll have a very quick break between quarterfinal and semi-final action. Walker Davis wanting this one to push forward. Won't quite be enough.
Just a reminder too, it's time to register your place in the Bowls New South Wales Member Conference, headlined by keynote speaker John Eales AM and technical masterclasses by Bowls royalty Karen Murphy AM. Take part in a day of information, knowledge and skill sharing for all members the 9th of November at Cabra Vale Diggers. Visit the Bowls New South Wales website to register now. That's bowlsnsw.com.au.
A couple of fantastic speakers there. Obviously a legend of the sport of bowls in Karen Murphy, and former Wallaby and Rugby World Cup winning captain John Eales.
Michael Vassallo. It's a good line. Can he just hold on?
Played it well. This will be enough for shot.
Or is it just going to fall out? Very close. This is just going to fade underneath. Mick doesn't need much different from his previous one. So just a little more grass. He just overcooked it a little bit.
Just the conditions here today have fooled a couple of players, Andrew, as the wind's changed directions from where we've had it for the first 2 days of this event. So those who have watched any games from this rink on the live stream, or have even spoken with the players here at the venue who have been on there, we've been told about the really narrow hand and the wide side, but definitely evened up a lot today with that breeze turning around. Players just struggling to find perfect bowls here. You see that line that Jake's playing wouldn't have been available a couple of days ago, and even still it's well underneath and goes all the way into the ditch. Some head scratching going on.
This looks all right from Aaron. He's got Brad's interest. Well, he's just not going to quite run.
Just needs to bend all the way back. Really good effort. Expect a better one here from Jake Rinn. Bowl or so wider than his first, but I still fear that's going to get right away for him, even with that better weight. And it will still be the Gilbert combination holding one. They do need another close one though, don't they, Andrew?
Oh yeah, that one be very available for the Lee Schraner, just to play a little bit of weight on the forehand and give it 2 or 3 rolls.
It's a better attempt here from Aaron Kelly, and he's played
Toucher
this
would be brilliant
nicely.
for them.
Touch on the jack,
And
that's going to be 2 shots.
Just in behind.
And if you're not aware, we're under a respot format here, so there is a yellow disc bowl belonging to Gilbert. Closest to the tee and that respot area. Schraner's turn on the mat first. Leading by 2. 2 ends to play. Over 2 down there as it lies. That fantastic bowl from Aaron Kelly. A nice little fist pump too there from Aaron. See the players getting right involved here. Plenty of money on the line. Big difference between being a quarter-finalist and a semi-finalist at a minimum. Schraner, his own bowl coming in. Not going to hold on though, that's underneath. Really good weight. All sides from quarterfinals onwards guaranteed at least $5,000 between them. But that big goal at the end of today is the $40,000 winner's check. It's Brad Gilbert. Not quite sure this one's going to have the journey. Looks to be under speed. And on our far rink, Scott Thorogood has scored on end number 14. So it will be Gary Kelly, 10 shots to 7 in front, playing the last end. I'll keep you as up to date with that game as possible as the breeze gets stronger here. That's right to left on your screen. It's as strong as it's been all day. Schraner needing to get out on that wider line from his first. And he's played this well. Right back to the bowl. What a fantastic shot from Lee Schraner. Judge that breeze to perfection. And Gilbert will need the same. He has some bowls at the back of the rink, so he can afford to be nice and positive here. Trail the jack, can bring some of his own into it. Well, he's pushed it well. Out on a nice line. Can it get right back to this shot bowl himself? Brad Gilbert down to the bowl. Well, I think he may have done enough for one. Yes, he has. Claps all round from their opposition as well. And we'll head into our final end here with Lee Schraner. He'll have last bowl and leading 12 shots to 11.
Wow.
So, two unbelievable shots there. First by Lee Schraner, then from Brad Gilbert. Huge final end in progress here. Jeff Seaton to open things up. Jeff from the Leichhardt Club in Sydney. Looks like Matt and Jack roughly about 25 metres apart here for our final end. We know it will be the final end with this respot format as Jeff tries to get all the way down to the jack. Not too far away. Pretty good one there to start with.
Well, Lee, we have a chance for an extra end. Brad scores a single. We'll be all square and we'll toss a coin and play a one-end game.
Josh Walker-Davis just going to pull up on the Seaton bowl. Be much the same for Jeff. He does make contact with that pink. It will only be his own bowl that comes forward.
I think Lee Schraner will be really hoping he doesn't need to play his last bowl.
Yeah, the funny thing in our sport, you want last bowl, you don't want to play it. Seaton actually going to change hands here. Can he pick the difference in line and weight down this side of the green? He hasn't done so. I'm not convinced that was the better side to play.
No, I think you're better off to stick with what you had played. You played a good bowl. One bowl either side of that with good weight, you're a brilliant bowl. And if you happen to be a little bit heavy and bash into the pink, your own bowl's pushing up to the jack.
Josh also changing over.
And look, if Jeff had played that hand and missed long, I'd have been a lot more supportive, but that one's really, it's out of play. At least with Jake changing hands, he's a yard behind. That bowl's a chance to score. The only chance Jeff's second bowl has to score is if the jack bounces back up the green, and really, we don't see that happen that often, do we?
That's right. So, Vasala just missing the line there, but finishing in a spot just behind the jack. So, who's going to play the big bowl here on the final end? Hayden Bajowski, East Maitland, working his way back in.
I think he's
very
just
close.
out.
Yes.
It's still Jeff Seaton. Live doesn't help us either here, from me anyway.
Very, very close.
Michael, if he can get past
He's
that.
not quite up with this one. We'll finish in front. If Hayden can beat his last, he'll definitely be shot. And close off the front of the jack and put his team in a very good position. And this will be enough for shot. How close will it be? Right alongside the jack.
This is where the
It's
two
still
short,
accessible, isn't it?
yeah, but the two short bowls really out of play. He really wanted to be behind. If Aaron can just take that one's place, just turn the jack a little bit.
This one's just outside the line. You'll see it come into view in a moment. Really good weight. Just slip it in behind. Gives themselves a chance. There it is, just bottom left of the jack. Our other game, Gary Kelly, 10 shots to 7 in front, playing the last end. Let you know the skips, one bowl left remaining. Kelly just played a cover bowl with his first, so it'd be thorough good to try and manufacture at least a 3-shot count to put Kelly under pressure.
I think Jake Wren here, he should actually be being really positive and maybe not aggressive to the jack. You just try and draw a toucher, knock it round the corner, just take all the opportunities away from Brad Gilbert. Even if you only make it one by knocking it around the corner, you just hide that jack away. As it is, Aaron Kelly, if he gets in here and gets a...
Is he up, Andrew? If he's up, he's a big chance here. He's really close to this jack, or the bowl, and he's done it. Bowl first, then the jack. He makes one.
No, I think Jake, he needs to be aggressive here as well. Try and just come through that bowl, just overdraw, up to a metre. You knock that jack straight back down the line. You've got a lot of chances to score.
Yeah, that Walker Davis bowl, when he changed hands, got through to the back of the rink, could come into play. Said, no need to be short. Give yourself a chance. Anything but the gap here for Jake Wren. Urging it to hold. Well, finds the gap. So Brad Gilbert left with a very difficult decision here. Has a very vulnerable one shot, but no real back position at the weight that Schraner will be playing. Now, Andrew, I would try and take a chance here with my first and draw another one in there. I'd be frightened to just leave that available for Lee. Try and play the really good one with your first. You can fall right in front of your own shot bowl to make your shot harder. And then, assuming you can do that, you get to the back of the rink with your second.
Even if you draw a foot and a half heavy, make contact with your own, you might push it behind and flop in. And if you just get the edge of your own and tickle it around the corner, you've got Michael Vasalo's bowl waiting. As long as you stay with it and get one, you're in with a chance. And you make that little change up of the head, just try and make it that bit more tricky for Lee Schraner, who's good enough to play it no matter what, I think.
We'll see what the plan is. And it is a draw shot line.
But this jack
work off the front. His chances here off the front bowls. He drops back off that. Well, that will be two.
Bang.
Well, the only good thing is if Lee rips that bowl out left-hand side of the jack now, you still do hold shot. Oh, I like the positive intent there from Gilbert. We know Schraner be nice and forceful through this. A few metres of weight. And you know, it's very close. Maybe just getting that last bowl. Any movement of the jack.
Oh, he's still one down.
And he's kicked it out. So, oh no, thinking caps on there for Gilbert. Now, if nothing changes, they will be firm to that. They still hold the back of the rink. Andrew, if I get you just to pan back as far as you can. We have that respot in play.
Pink
so
bowls,
you see those two bowls closest to the respot belonging to Schraner as we come back in.
Look, you're not hiding to nothing here. Get the second shot, be in a position to hold game, and make Lee play the bowl. As it is, you draw the back, you give Lee the chance to rip your bowl out, and you're gone.
He
So
can get his own out too, as well though, Lee, and lose game. He could clip his own and get through that gap. So here's Gilbert, just trying to add to this count. Oh, he's following after it. Likes this one. How much contact will he get on this shot bowl? Well, he's pushed it through. I think it's only the one, and that is the call from Jake Rinn. So is it bowl or jack for Schraner to win the game? As Lee comes down to the head, I can let you know that quarterfinal 4 has been completed, and it was the side of Gary Kelly, Aaron Tees, Corey Wedlock and Barry Lester who have made it through over Scott Thorogood and his rink. So great effort there from Scott. We mentioned that they had a heavy defeat against Gary in the round game, but pushed him all the way here at quarter-final time. So one bowl left here for Schraner as he makes his way back to the mat. A very short break at the conclusion of this match. And our next game will feature Nathan Wise against Gary Kelly. So Lee Schraner has been up, assessed the situation. I don't think this is big weight. This is just reaching. Well, how's he gone? Can he find his way back to the jack? He gets it through, and that will be enough. Whether it's in or out of bounds, he's done enough to make 3 shots. What a fantastic finish. That's one of the highlight games we've had here throughout our coverage. And to Jeff Seaton, Michael Vassallo, Aaron Kelly and Brad Gilbert, 4 of them should be incredibly proud of how they've performed. They've pushed our defending champions all the way and forcing Schraner to play the winning bowl on the very last bowl of the match.
Oh, great game, and we'll have a short break, and we'll be back with semi-final in maybe 10 minutes, 15, but just keep an eye on it and watch us to go live. We look forward to your company in just a few minutes. Cheers, everybody.
Mouth-watering new menu, daily blackboard specials. Check out our Facebook page for weekly specials and events. Visit Club Dubbo today.